By the way, do you guys know anyone who plays Overwatch anymore? That game is so dead. It's hella funny. You hear about like the esports of Overwatch, you know, $20 million buy-in and stuff like that, and like, yeah, initially people were thinking that it was gonna kill LCS or man, Overwatch esports. I just can't like other games I can watch, right? Like I I can watch a Warzone tournament, a CS:GO tournament, a Valorant tournament. I'll watch Dota tournaments, especially TI. Everyone who's played Dota probably watches TI. Um, I just cannot watch Overwatch. I don't know why, but there's just something off. It's just not fun. So I just don't know anyone who plays that game anymore. I'm not sure because they did this experiment a while ago. Like a couple of years ago, they made it so you can't do it in Challenger. I guess it's like a breath of fresh air for me because I like a challenge, and climbing as AD carry solo is gonna be more meaningful, I guess, right? Because duo is like the best way to abuse your role as AD carry. If you can climb solo queue, it kind of means a lot more, and I like that. So yeah, that's the way I think about it. Jesus, Ezreal Bard is so sweaty of a lane, no? As Flovian. I don't really blame, you know, like, I do it with Vincent all year, or like all split. Sven and Vulcan duoed. Generally, people like to do it with junglers because junglers can help you win your lane really hard as AD carry. Tactical and core duoed all year. It's like really common for AD carries to do it with their supports, and it's not. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you, by the way? Like, you're literally handicapping yourself if you're not duo. I guess taking away the option, it could be good, it could be bad. But I'm leaning more towards, like, I'm gonna have some fun with it. That's all. But I don't care about a lot of, like, I just don't care about Thorn, right? Like, that's not really edgy to say. I don't think a lot of pro league players are like actively like following what he's saying about them and letting it affect them, but it feels like liberating to just not really care about a lot of things. This guy is playing terrible in lane. Why would he flash, by the way? I could have saved him. I'm just a bad player, that's all. This guy doesn't juke, man. Alright, these guys both don't juke. That's what I've learned. The fuck? Can I deny him this full wave? Wishful thinking. Dude, I am just missing everything. Ooh. I'm good, right? I'm actually just getting hit by everything. Is Veigar coming? Nope. This guy doesn't move, which I very appreciate. Could die here to a gonk. Could also blow his ult for my ult. It's probably worth, because his ult's more value. Oops, missed. Missed my dodge up. I could die here. Good TP by Echo. I should stay. We can kill him. Oh, Graves is here again. Drags up in a minute. I'll probably just base. Oops, I shouldn't say get off the pad with like half mana anymore.
What do you think about Stormrazor first title?
It's pretty bad compared to IE.
Caitlyn, Jhin, Tristana.
EDs and Worlds were doing Stormers are first on Caitlyn? And who is playing Tristana at Worlds, by the way? With Jhin, you do it when you base with 1900 gold on your BF. And you don't want to wait for it. Because I could have done it this game, actually. I could have had a full Stormrazer. With Caitlyn, you almost never do it. No one played Trist at Worlds, I think. I guess when you're playing AD, the main thing that matters is like the efficiency of your items. I went over this a while ago, but basically the point of it is that whew, that was kind of crazy. So when you play AD, you have to think about what your core items are. Your core items on Jhin, you would generally say, are IE, Rapid Fire Cannon, and last super item, either Mortal Reminder or Lord Doms. I think these days, what's really in value is to have PD, and then obviously lastly you'd have Mercurial. So I guess the point is that you have a lot of slots locked in. Let's just assume that 4 of your 5 free slots are locked in. That would be, in this game, I would need eventually I would need a Mercurial, an IE, Rapid Fire Cannon, and a Last Whisper item, because they have so much healing. This is like very, very common. Then what do you want that 5th slot to be? Do you want it to be a PD or a Stormrazer? I think most of the time it's better to have it be a PD. The item scales better than Stormrazer and gives you defensive option. So when you go into Stormrazer, you're like blocking one of your important items from being a part of your build. You're either blocking, like, use the drop down menu, right? Like, you're either blocking your PD, your Mercurial, or your Last Whisper item. So that's generally why people don't like going Stormrazer, is because it just takes the slot away from an item that's generally just like more useful. So it's not even that Stormrazer is bad, it's just you only have 3 slots and there's 4 possible items to put in those slots. Why the fuck were we doing Baron, by the way, guys? So like in a game like this, right? They have so much fucking healing. And they have so much armor, actually. So going in Last Whisper is like turbo value. And then what am I gonna do afterwards? Like the next like value item could either be like a QSS or a PD to survive the Fiora, like flashing on me or something, or just like the general damage that they have. But overall, I'm like building more greedy by not going Stormrazer because my core items are coming faster. And yeah, that's pretty much the answer to like every build question that I ever get, is just like, you only have so many slots, so pick the best items. Every item is obviously going to look good. Some are just better. This is going to hurt so hard. Oh, he fucking riposted it. I need W and 2, W and 1. Yoink. The best way to play these situations, by the way, where like you don't want the enemy jungler to steal, is you just run around here. And you literally just cockblock them from even being close. So like he wants to steal, right? I'm just going to let my team... Where is this little fucker? Okay, he didn't want to. He didn't want to steal, I guess. It's unlucky. GG. Dude, PD is such a crazy broken item. Like, look at this. I'm getting. Hold on. It's gonna show me how much HP it'll absorb in a sec. I don't know why it takes forever. It gives me 440 HP and like 14% move speed. 14% move speed is like the most ridiculous gold value.
Test TMR.
Woo! It's a headshot. That was a mega mid gap and jungle. I don't know why I didn't honor them. Alright guys, we're D1. We fucking did it. Big claps all around.
Just out of curiosity, generally do players in the team get to have an input on incoming players or give their opinion on players?
Generally, yeah. But I've heard both sides and I've seen both sides. I think like over time the shift has been more like top heavy, I guess, from the org downwards. Like for example, when I was on CLG, I'll just speak from my personal experience and not talk like I know every single team. But when I was on CLG, a lot of the roster changes came from like team discussions when we were just talking about, you know, like who are the good players coming up? Do we think that they're better than our current players? And you know, we would have meetings between the players, and obviously would include Hotshot, who was our owner. But it was like more, I guess, the team, the players on the team would have like a pretty big point, a pretty big part in the process. I feel like these days it's shifted a lot more to being towards the coaches. So for example, when I was on TL, they made the roster decisions in the off season, and they like loop me in on it when they were like making the actual decision and telling me like, hey, yeah, we're gonna go for Brox, or we're gonna go for these guys, and like maybe these are our options and stuff like that. But it was more of like a, not like, hey, do you think that this is good or bad? And it was more like, this is what we're doing. We're just like kind of informing you, and like we would like your input, but like ultimately it's not really like up to any individual player, or it's not even really up to the players. It's just kind of up to the staff. I think it's just because the org, or like the scene's more of a business now. So, you know, when it comes to business, like the org is gonna know how to operate that more, because that's just the only thing that they really think about, and they're trying to keep the team afloat and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been different over time. But the answer to the question is like, yeah, of course players have input. It's not like you're just gonna like, especially I guess if you're lucky and you're like me, and you're really you have like a big brand, you have a big following, and like you're kind of like a bigger player, I feel like you can have a little bit more input, I guess. Yeah, for sure. Orcs think about how marketable a player is, like as well, or like how big their brand is, and then they also think about like that is like something that every orc thinks about, but I don't want to make it sound like that's like a huge factor because it's really not at all. I think most teams are just out to make like a really successful roster because winning is what makes your brand. Like I got a brand. I basically created my brand from being really good and from streaming a lot.
What role do you think she'll be played in competitively? She seems pretty good both mid and support, but I've also been having fun with her as a bot laner.
I'm on the case.
I've not played her at all, but I played against her a couple times, and she seems kind of OP scaling. Just
Uzi or Jackie Love?
Jesus, oh man, I feel like I'm gonna get clipped and get put on like Chinese social media, like Weibo. I think they're both really great. I am just a big fan of Uzi. Oh my god, please not Turkey. I think they're both obviously really, really good. It's just Uzi was the first AD to really like play like that and make it work. Like he took like what I wanted to do, which was to play the entire game through myself because I had the most confidence and I just knew that I could carry. He like took that to like the craziest extreme and made it like he just was amazing and he really made it work. The guy is just a fucking monster.